Hi, this is Yano Blue, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about Steven Universe. Steven Universe is a cartoon that just finished its first season. It's created by Rebecca Sugar, who is Cartoon Network's first solo female show creator. The season 1 finale has a lot of people talking about positive queer representation in children's media, and I wanted to weigh in a little bit. A lot of what I'm going to say has already been said. I have a link below to an article on autostraddle.com written by May. It's a great article and has a lot of links if you want to learn a little bit more and see some clips from the show. I started watching Steven Universe because Rebecca Sugar wrote a lot of my favorite songs and storyboarded a lot of my favorite episodes of the cartoon Adventure Time, also on Cartoon Network. One of the best Adventure Time episodes is called What Was Missing, and it hints at a relationship between the characters Princess Bubblegum and Marceline the Vampire Queen. The title character in Steven Universe lives with and fights alongside three characters who are represented as female and part of an alien race called the Gems. Right away I thought it was really exciting that it was kind of reversing a common trope of having a team of superhero, crime fighter types with one token female. Instead, Steven is like the one token male. Steven is half human and half gem, which makes him mixed race, and the three gems, while all belonging to the same race, show a wide variety of body types and skin color, and are voiced by three women of color, and human characters as well. There's a lot of racial diversity. While all of the gem characters present as female and are referred to with female pronouns, Rebecca Sugar has stated that gems as a race don't actually have sex or gender. They are able to change their physical appearance at will. And so the fact that they're all referred to as she is kind of arbitrary. Far too often with non-human characters who don't present a clear gender identity, we default to using male pronouns, which is just as arbitrary, and I think it's genius that Rebecca Sugar chose to represent them as female. Still, using female pronouns for these characters does help women to identify with them, and then you've got Steven as well, so it's really easy for anyone to find someone in the show that they identify with, which I think was Rebecca Sugar's intent of making a show that would appeal to a wide audience. Far too many shows just target a male or female demographic. So what the Steven Universe crew is doing with this show is really important. The gems also have the power to fuse together. Two or more gems can combine to create a larger, more powerful entity. While this ability could just be used to further the action in the show, it is expertly used to also further the characters. Without giving too much away, there is an episode in which Steven, a male character, actually fuses with a female character, creating a character which reads very androgynously. There are also two gems who are linked together romantically and create a fusion. And while it is not necessarily a sexual bond, it is definitely a homo-romantic bond, as gems appear to all be the same sex or gender, or lack thereof. Nonetheless, since gems use female pronouns, the relationship does read as a lesbian one. In the Autostraddle article that I've linked to, it talks about a few other shows that have lesbian representation. Lesbianism is often more accepted than male homosexuality, so I think that this is an important step in having more gay male characters on shows, and with the fusion and all of the gender stuff going on, I'm very excited to see what they do with it in the show, and I think that it's going to continue paving the way for more trans characters as well, and agender characters. Representation like this is important in all kinds of media, and we're starting to see more of it on television, which is really exciting. The fact that it's starting to make waves in children's television is even more a sign of the changing times, and I hope it is a path toward more acceptance, getting children started earlier and understanding the diversity that exists in gender and sex and sexuality and race, which will give more children characters to identify with, especially queer children, as well as making children who may not be queer understand that it is acceptable. I can't wait to see how Rebecca Sugar and the rest of the Steven Universe crew continue to develop their characters and the universe that they exist in, and I'm very hopeful that the success of this show will pave the way for more like it and more female cartoon creators. I'm going to close with a quote from Rebecca Sugar when she was asked on reddit.com about LGBT representation. I think her answer speaks a lot to what I'm trying to do with Glitterous Wolfus as well. What I love about writing for this show is that we can tackle very sensitive issues through fantasy. That's always been the best use of fantasy. And I want that to be available to people that haven't had it before. It's very important to me that this show makes people feel represented. I want everyone to have cartoon fantasy they can relate to. Thank you, Rebecca Sugar and the rest of the Steven Universe crew, and thank you for watching my video.